Prepared today is, for today, we're all Floridians. Our prayers go out to them. On the news this morning, they lost at least 200 people perished in this hurricane. So Heavenly Father, there's no storm that God won't carry you through, no bridge that God won't help you cross, no battle that God won't help you win. Trust God and never give up. Amen. Jerry, want to start us out?
Yes. On September 21st for financials, I approved a voucher of $4,130 from the Commissioner's Office to the Law Office of Carly L. Snavely, LLC for appointed counsel fees. And that was for the court.
Okay.
And then on September 21st, I approved for transit the promotion / reclassification of Amy Rosa from part-time to full-time driver to be effective October 1st, 2022 at the current rate of $15.57 per hour, and will complete the remainder of her current probation period.
Thank you. Is that item 2 as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the last set round that you and I did one.
Okay. Item 3, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes for special meeting of July 27th, 2022.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Spiller?
Abstain.
Commissioner Warren?
Aye.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes. Morning, Adrian.
Good morning. Okay, today's financials include a cash transfer from the General Fund Commissioner's Miscellaneous Operating Transfers Out account to the Computer Equipment Improvements Fund for the purchase of Gatekeeper Halberd tokens and USB sensors, and a transfer from the General Fund Commissioner's Miscellaneous Operating Transfers Out account to Transit for the purchase of their used 2014 E350 Super Duty bus, and one from the General Fund to Juvenile Court Juvenile Court Salaries account to the Juvenile Court Care and Custody Fund to reimburse for expenses that should have been out of the General Fund. And among the encumbrances is an encumbrance increase for Donnelly's Independence for change orders number 15 and 16. Travel request from the Engineer's Office to attend the ODOT National Highway Institute Safety Inspection of in-service bridges for professional engineers training class. And one from Transit to attend the 2022 Annual Transit Peer Conference. Among the vouchers are $26,000 from the Auditor's Office to iWork Systems Incorporated for their Public Works Cloud-Based Management Software, $282,168.90 from the Engineer's Office to Chagrin Valley Paving for asphalt resurfacing of Jug Street, Section 72G, $20,084 from Transit to Reels Auto Sales for the purchase of that used 2014 E350 Super Duty bus, and $45,687 from Water Resources to Valley Ford Truck for model year 2022 Ford F-250 4x4 regular cab with the 8-foot clad truck. And finally, a revenue certification from Transit for the additional capital funds to be received in 2022.
That motion. Second.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Auditor's Office.
This is the Budget Commission resolution.
Okay.
This is the resolution accepting the amounts of rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. This is the annual resolution that is done for the current levies that are in place, and it has to be done before October 1st. Do you want to add anything to it?
I don't have anything to add to that.
Your motion?
Good motion. Second.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes. Engineer's Office.
You forgot Board of Elections.
Board of Elections. So sorry. Come on down. Morning, Michelle.
Okay, our board is requesting transfer appropriations of $16,175.09 to the Board of Elections Contract Services account
explain that one? What would this be for?
This would be for legal counsel that's representing the Board of Elections.
In reference to,
In reference to a lawsuit filed against the county commissioners regarding the new administration.
something I haven't had a chance to really look at this yet. I don't want to make a motion on that, I just would rather look at it real quick. You know, can we move this for next week to see what this is about?
Your table, yes.
Okay.
This is going to be tabled.
I don't want to keep the table.
I'll make this motion. Okay.
June 2nd.
Mr. Spillier?
I
Mr. Lennon?
Yes.
Mr. DeBoer?
Yes.
just kind of getting acclimated to some of this, and it's one of the areas I just, you know, being back, I want to really kind of look at this a little more. I don't want to, you know.
Well, originally, the commissioners authorized $5,000 because there was a conflict with Jim Price representing us.
Okay.
And this is just a continuation of those charges.
Okay. So how much have we spent already?
Well, this plus 5.
So we're at 21,175.
Correct.
For how much is the lawsuit for?
It's not, I don't know if it's for monetary damages in particular, it's for different aspects of our space in the county administration building. Some of it is for a water retention system. I don't have it from the second.
All right, yeah, let me get with Jerry to kind of go over the specifics on this.
Mr. Morgan's very aware of that.
Well, I appreciate that, thank you.
It's been the motion has been tabled, Michelle.
Yes, I know, when will be readdressed again?
I think maybe even we could do something maybe next week.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Morning.
Just one item today, item 7. The County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1 and final, increasing the contract with Great Line Incorporated for the Monroe Bridge replacements in the amount of $8,854.61.
Make that motion. Second.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Mr. Lennon?
Yes.
Mr. DeBoer?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Seeing
you.
you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good. How are you guys? Your ladies.
Almost working on your way.
That's the budget commission.
All right, so we had 2 bid openings, I believe it was the 14th of September, one for nutrition and one for our ADL program. So to begin with nutrition, we are asking the board to reject the bid from Trio Community Meals for the program as they did not comply with the bid bond requirements. Unfortunately, that was the only the only bid we did receive. So based upon that, we would need to re-advertise for bids for our nutrition program. And
Would we still have time then?
we are cutting it very, very close, as a matter of fact. I am sweating. It takes quite a bit of time to get a contract in place and to get all the requirements once we go to bid, so we are cutting it close. Unfortunately, you know, Laura did a wonderful job reviewing. They docu-signed everything, and unfortunately, they didn't go through the proper docu-sign process for the bid bond. They almost like scanned in a signature, and we cannot accept that. And unfortunately, when we go to public bid, I just can't call him up and say, hey, can you sign this and send it to me? We have to reject and go through the whole process.
Okay.
So we're asking that you reject the bid and allow us to re-advertise the 6th and the 13th on the county website, and we'll do that bid opening October 26th.
So 8 and 9 then, correct?
Correct.
I'll make a motion on both. Second.
Mr. Spillier?
Aye.
Mr. Lennon?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the next program that we went to bid for and actually received bids was our ADL program. That is a program that provides home care. We've oversees and coordinates that. We previously had 3 providers, and we were excited because they had a provider send in a bid. So Rita, if you want to just kind of talk a little bit about the 4 providers and all that.
So 3 of the providers, Church Companions, Fall Care, and Biggles at Home have been currently have contracts with them. They've done an excellent job. We monitor them on a monthly basis to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing for the program, helping our seniors remain independent in the home and providing bathing assistance, and assisting with meals, toileting, all of those kinds of things. They're doing a great job. We've got the new provider coming in. They did put a very, very small bid in, in terms of the number of units that they were requesting. We're excited to have them on board. I think we'll be, watching what kind of a job that they do, and I'm sure they're testing us out too to see how these contracts work. So we're excited to have all 4 of them. With all of the bids, I will say on item number 10, they did not put the official seal of corporations or their limited liability companies on the bids. It was not a statutory requirement, so and none of the bids included them, so we're asking that to be waived, that requirement, so that we could move forward with these 4 bids.
Okay, so what was it again?
So essentially on the bid page, it asks that the authorized individual for the LLC or the company provide their original signature, which was there. And it also asks for the seal of the company. So I guess some companies actually get like a special stamp made and seal. These companies did not have a special stamp made. Yeah. It's not a statutory requirement that they have to have these stamps made, so Laura said it was at your discretion to waive that.
Okay, so she's okay with it?
She was absolutely fine.
So then this would be through 14, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make the motion and I'll vote.
Okay, so I'll second.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Do
you.
have any questions for us while we're here?
Just keep up the good work.
No. Planning the Thanksgiving meals for Meals on Wheels.
We're starting. I sent out my survey for my staff.
See the price of turkey?
I see the price of everything
Yeah.
at the grocery store.
All right, everything's gone away.
Morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
Good, how are you?
Hi.
Oh, good, okay.
Department of Development, we would like to request the board award the bid to the Highway Company for the Women's Safe Paving Project under CDBG grant CF 21-181
Oh, good.
in the amount of $46,290 because they represented the lowest benefit. We will use $35,100 of CDBG funds, and Women's Safe will pay the remaining $11,190.
I know they've been excited to get that project going. Yeah, that's great.
For sure.
Super.
The Jogga Highway Company, is that the same as GAR?
No, it's
Different.
not. Yeah, they're a spinoff. They've kind of gone on their own. They're out of Hiram. They have about 55 years of experience put together. They've done some pretty big jobs. New for the county, so we set them up as a vendor. They did check out fine in terms of their recovery, financial recovery.
Bonded and
It's nothing.
insured
Oh, yes,
and all that.
absolutely. Yeah.
Because I never,
Yeah, it was new to me
First
too,
name.
because I, obviously have a lot of experience with asphalt, unfortunately. So they were new, but so far have been incredible to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second.
Thank you.
Yes.
yes. Great.
All right, and then we would also like to request the board grant permission to re-advertise for the Department on Aging Paratransit Van. It'll be held Wednesday, October 26th, and notice of the bid opening will be advertised on October 6th and on the website.
Second discussion real quick.
Yeah.
Now, are you finding this difficult to source this vehicle?
Exactly.
Yeah, is this?
So it's number 4.
Okay.
It's our 4th time
Time,
at it.
okay.
Unfortunately, with the CDBG rulings and the ORC, we're really struggling on being allowed to go back to the original proposals that were given.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really our goal. So with Laura and the state talking through all of that,
we're hoping that this will be the last and final, but at the end of the day, we have not received a written bid for this particular van, which has been challenging to say the least.
So I guess what would happen if nobody responds again?
We'll most likely table it. We are ahead of the game in terms of timeline on this, and we could maybe readjust it in the spring. I'd like to not do that because the need is really great for them. They need this vehicle. But, you know, time will tell and things settle down. It's really very hard to say. You know, at this point, to go for a fourth bid is frustrating, but to go for a fifth would be just ridiculous. So, yeah. We sort of have a green light from the state to go ahead and procure this based on the CDBG rulings. They feel that we have definitely done our due diligence. We worked hard at
That's
doing
the frustrating part.
And then we get into the ORC aspect of it, and they really bounce it back to Laura to say, hey, now it's up to her. And so we worked very closely with her and getting counsel on it. And because again, this is
but just no interest from the market.
Correct. Correct. So.
All right. Thanks.
Sure.
Aye.
Yes.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Yep, good job.
We'll be back with a contract.
Oh, yeah.
Shiny wheel, hopefully.
Okay.
Morning, Glenn.
Good morning.
This is for HVAC repair. So this is especially at the jail in this building. Our municipal one installed equipment and everything. So it's just a service contract that we're getting in place and getting it done.
So this, you can use this anywhere across the county though, but this building should still be under some type of warranty, I would think.
It's just one of those things that we got in just in case.
Okay.
Trying to get those.
But for the jail, but you can utilize this in any county though.
Okay, yeah, the way we did it.
Okay. Good. Second. Yes.
Yes.
Glenn, while you're here, I just want to have a conversation with, I didn't get a chance to talk to you, Gary, about this. I talked to Glenn, and you'd be at the old Metzenbaum garage, you know, where they used to have the big workshop down there. There's like a Department on Aging is on one side, and then the Sheriff's Office has been using that as a training center. So, you know, I think that they're trying to get some kind of feeling of permanency, and I'm glad that you're here too, just because what we'd like to try to do is to see, you know, they would like to try to continue to clean the place up a little bit more inside and put some equipment and stuff like that. You know, is that something that, do you guys have any future plans, or is there a possibility that we could try to, you know, mend that relationship so that we have some permanency for them? Because right now they don't, you know, they don't want to really do too much other than the basic stuff that they have down there, you know, for that training area. But I stopped down there last week and looked at it, and you know, there's a lot of potential that they can do that can serve, you know, their needs and around, you know, the whole area. So I just, you know, I think that the biggest thing would be is how do we kind of make this all work together so that, you know, they even had some potential ideas of being able to have some programs that they could also use for Department on Aging to be able to have some stuff that would be available for them, that they would do some classes and stuff like that. But I think we would like to try to get to a point to maybe have, whether it be an MOU or something like that, they have a little bit of permanency there, more so than just, you know, tomorrow, you know, Jessica shows up and says, get out of it.
Sure, so if I may, I can speak to that. So the space that we're occupying right now is the non-workshop space. We do not have plans to occupy the workshop space, and this goes back to meeting with architects and engineers regarding the building codes. So the workshop space is not coded for us to have recreation, education, or offices in it, which is why we chose the other side of the building. So the offices and the space that we have are appropriately coded to allow us to do the programs that we're doing. In that space, we have done significant renovations. We've torn walls down, we've added kitchens. So I would say that would be the space that we plan to occupy, and we have no intention or plans to occupy the workshop space as that's coded where we just cannot use that.
So there's no more of the businesses running out of there or anything? It's just an
Empty space, you know, and that's, yeah, and I see it's probably.
What's the sheriff doing over there now, just storing
So
equipment, or?
no, they actually have they've got weights and.
Oh, okay.
They've got, different tactic, mats, and they want to be able to have like a little classroom area to be able to do some seminars. And
Okay.
right now what they're doing is they're doing it like in their one room, but it's, half of the size of this room at the station, and they're doing where they'll have, instead of trying to have training for 8 hours a day, what they'll do is basically they can do some stuff either while it's, on duty or just like a 2-hour session, and somebody comes down and have higher level of retainment than, rather than keeping somebody there for 8 hours and, after 2 hours, nobody's paying attention anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just something that, and there's a lot of opportunities too, I think, for them. They can utilize that space to sponsor classes, also to bring in revenue. And that's something that I wanted to bring up maybe at the budget hearing later too, with the sheriff's budget is maybe we can allocate X number of dollars to offset some of his costs too, if there's a need that there's going to be a replacement of this or replacement of that, because the building's actually in really good shape, but like anything else, we're in northern Ohio, and the weather always has a certain amount of, effect on buildings. So, but I just wanted to bring that up, and I had called you that night that I was down there. So if that sounds like a plan, I think that they just would like to have some kind of ability to say, is this really a home that we can start to clean up and set up? And as long as you guys aren't having a problem with it, then I'm good.
You're okay with it?
Yeah, occupying the workshop space, just because we need a certain kind of general assembly license, it was
Not
not
using
for us.
it? Okay, good. It sounds like a good purpose for that space instead of it sitting empty.
So you're good too? Okay. Yeah, and then we can try to get
I'm not
something.
aware of anything that's going on.
Yeah.
So we would need to put together an MOU with the commissioners and the sheriff, so that it's clear on who's responsible for what.
Yeah, and I'm sure Don's aware of it too, so.
Don's just like we do.
Yeah. And so that night, they were actually having their board meeting.
Oh.
When I pulled in, I saw Dave Blair walking in.
Oh, okay.
And we ended up actually going, so I called Dave, I said, just so happens to be, I said, you have that, is it possible I could stop by? And he called me back and he said, come on down. He says, we'll get you into in a public session there. And basically, like he said, he goes, they're done with the building. They don't want to have nothing to do with it and turn it over to us. And that would be awesome to just be able to kind of fit,
good purpose,
aging's needs and also for the sheriff's office. Cool.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Whoever.
Yeah, repurposing that for the law enforcement, for education and training, it's a good thing.
Appreciate it, thank you, and then we'll just definitely be in touch now. We're going to carry on that MOU then too, okay?
Good, thanks.
Thank you, Glenn.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
First item here today is regarding the Bainbridge water line extension, which is now complete, the construction part is complete. And we are requesting that partial payment number 5 for Woodford Excavating in the amount of $135,091.62. And it also includes the OWDA contractor's estimate and fund payment request number 5.
Okay. Make that motion.
Second. Yes.
How long is their work guaranteed for?
The maintenance bond is a year.
I'll go yes.
The next item is actually for us to get a fuel contract in place. We are requesting the board execute the contract agreement with Almond Oil Company for the purchase of fuel at a price lower than the daily State of Ohio contract rate for District 12, which includes 87E10 and ULSD number 2 ultra low to the fuel tanks located on Merritt Road. That's for our garage, and at the Sugar and River Road, which is the McFarland Wastewater Treatment Plant, to be effective September 29th of 2022 through up to and including June 30th of 2023, because that's when the state bid expires, in the amount of $50,000.
This is through the end of this year.
Right, through the end of this year, and next year we'll encumber more.
Gotcha. Second.
Trustee Lloyd?
Aye.
Trustee Lyons?
Yes.
Trustee Moore?
Yes.
Okay, lastly, we are requesting the board approve and execute the service contract with Midwest Tank Management. This is just for the annual water tower inspections, and it's for a 1-year period, effective September 29, 2022, in the amount not to exceed $3,000. That covers both the service center water tank here and then the Bay Bridge one.
So what happens in one of those inspections then? What do they, like, they don't get up in the tank, right?
Actually, they do. They either, and I don't know which one this does, either they actually have a diver who goes into the tank to look at the inside of the walls, or they have a remote vehicle that they put in.
Could we send Steve down there? Ask it everything.
Yeah. I'll be honest, there was times where I was like, I'd like to do that.
Didn't we just get done repairing and painting?
And this is the company that did the inspection part of that, was called Practical Inspections. That is actually this company, the father and son of joint teams, and now our Midwest Tank. So the folks that did the inspection of the painting and the repairs last year are the same people doing the annual inspection.
Annual.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
annual.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did just do it, but it's something to do all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Constantly to that shirt, because we don't want
Yeah.
a water tower.
Bust a seam or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Trustee Lloyd? Trustee Lyons?
Yes.
Trustee Moore?
Yes.
And just to, Jim, just to clarify on that 1-year maintenance bond, that has not started yet. The system has not been accepted.
Right, they're still working on punch list items.
So once it's operating, then the 1 year starts.
Yes.
Right, they've completed all the inspections and the chlorinating of the water, so that part's, and people can start, tapping in if they want to.
Very good. Thanks.
Great. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Morning, Kelly.
Kelly, how are you? Kelly. Did you get your umbrellas? Okay.
If they can find it.
Yeah. Oh.
No, they're on order,
Okay.
so, but I don't think the one's gonna hold out for us.
No, right, I know, it's like, dang, yeah.
Item 21, we've had several employees through the wellness program in the last few weight loss challenge, the low challenges of employees and parents. And through HealthWorks, they have a program we can purchase to enhance the program for a couple years. So we're requesting the purchase of this weight loss challenge from HealthWorks as an additional challenge for health and wellness program for participating employees using our Central Wellness Grant Program funds in the amount of $200 million.
Worthy challenge.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Trustee Lloyd?
Aye.
Trustee Moore?
Right.
Trustee Moore?
So Kelly, on that, with that also being said, when I met with those guys down there, I had told them about you and possibility of even like if they bought some equipment or something for down there, that if maybe any of this stuff they could get involved, maybe on some of the health and wellness stuff down there too. So I wanted to wait to bring this up and then they, let them know to get a hold of you too. So
Sure.
yeah, so good.
Item 22, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board to accept and approve the 2023 Geauga County Sub-County Anthem Healthcare Accounting Committee contribution rates. This year, our healthcare rates went up 2.3%, which was pretty low compared to some of the other counties. The
Yeah.
average was 8%.
Wow.
Some counties went up to 13%. So they're pretty good.
And Jerry, do you just want to touch on what we're proposing?
Yeah, we're proposing increasing the amount that the employees pay by $1 or $2 per month, depending on which
plan they're on.
which plan they're on, and that will keep, with the increase we saw, that will keep the percentage changes equal between what the county pays and what the employee pays.
That's right. I think that's first.
I think that's fair, you know, meeting in the middle on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of feels the pinch of the
That's right.
additional costs.
And will that start in January?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
So I'll make that motion.
Second?
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board to accept and approve the 2023 Chatham County employee waiver rates to be effective January 1st, 2023.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
And those waiver rates did not change.
Okay. Great. Good job. Thank you, Kelly.
The amount will come out in December.
Oh, for the fall.
For January.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. The next item is a request to advertise for the RFQ request for qualifications for our construction manager at risk regarding the Phase 2 project with regards to the courthouse. This is going to be out to advertise so that construction manager companies can submit their qualifications, and we will review those and determine which ones we want to bring in for proposals to present proposals.
And I saw we'll be using a scale, a scoring system similar to what we've done in the past.
Basically the same thing we did for this building, we'll do the same thing.
Okay, very good.
Make that motion.
Second?
Commissioner Spillier.
Just real quick discussion on that is, so are we gonna be able to, look at this? I know that we got a good, price point on this building. We did it just because, timing was in our favor of having the ability of, purchasing materials before they absolutely went, skyrocketed. Like, with the magnitude of that project there, that's gonna be a big part of it. Number two is that, are we gonna, take that into consideration of possibly pushing this project back based on what some of the construction costs would be?
We may have to, depending upon what the numbers come in, we go for proposals.
Okay.
So, but however, we are.
So I know, like Tim always
We
says,
are
what's
set.
that square footage price gonna come down to? That's, really kind of weigh this too.
Right. We are set with the judgment agreement with the courts on a date for groundbreaking. However, we can petition the court to amend that, given
Extended.
issues we may see. And I would think that the court would be amenable to pushing that back if we're looking at, the cost being twice as much as it really should be because of issues.
Okay.
Construction materials have started to come down in the last 3 or 4 months, so.
I'll vote yes.
Commissioner Long.
Yes.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
I have no change.
You never know.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
With the current situation.
The price of plywood's gonna go up in Florida, so.
The price of materials may change.
Anything else?
I don't have anything.
Any public comment? State your name, please.
Yes, Diane Jones, Auburn Township. And this question is in relevance to the list of expenses, one of which was an amount of $4,130. And Jerry, you mentioned it specifically as legal. I'd like you to repeat that name again, to whom payment was made and what it was in reference to.
That was to the law office of Carly L. Snavely LLC for appointed counsel fees.
Okay, oh, Carly Snavely, is that correct?
Carly. C-A-R-L-Y.
Yeah, Snavely.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And that's for appointed counsel fees for the juvenile probate court.
Okay, that helps. Thank you.
Motion adjourned.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.